Joined by United States Senator Tom Cotton. Good morning, Senator. Good to talk to you as always.
Morning, Hugh. Good to be on with you.
The four-star commander of CENT Command, General Joseph Votel, was aboard the USS New Orleans when 4 Iranian ships came within 500 yards of the U.S. ship last week. What do you make of that, Senator Cotton? And this is, by the way, of a piece with increasing Russian aggressiveness versus our ships and airplanes.
Hugh, I think most of our adversaries, like Iran, like Russia, like China increasingly in the East and South China Seas, recognize that our president follows a policy of nothing provocative, even when it's their ships and their aircraft that are taking the provocative actions. This goes back with Iran to the nuclear deal, and one of the core arguments I made against the deal. The president suggested that once the nuclear issue was so-called off the table, that we could confront Iran's conventional aggression. Well, first, I'd say the nuclear deal is not, or the nuclear issue is not off the table at all. But second, Iran knows that now they can be even more aggressive because President Obama is not willing to take any kind of confrontational action that would threaten the nuclear deal.
Now, I always say this because you can't compromise whatever you learn in the skiffs of the Senate Intelligence Committee, but German intelligence reported, and it was widely leaked in the German press, the Iranians are trying to get nukes, nuclear material, despite the agreement. Have you seen those reports, and what do you think about them, Senator Cotton?
Well, Hugh, I'll just comment on the report that I read in the media that you read as well. Iran has a long history of trying to access advanced manufactured high-tech equipment from Europe for its nuclear program, and I have to say that I am shocked that they would continue to be doing that after the nuclear deal, and I'm even more shocked that the Obama administration might be downplaying it. I can't believe this is actually happening, Hugh.
It is. It's pretty amazing, actually. There's nothing really that will upset the year-round deal, is there?
Well, Hugh, remember, they continue to launch ballistic missiles that even Angela Merkel say are in violation of the UN Security Council resolution that was revised after the nuclear deal. So not just getting, various kinds of, highly manufactured goods from Western Europe, but launching ballistic missiles inscribed in Hebrew with Israel must be wiped out. And the United States government position is this is only unhelpful, not that it violates the Security Council resolution, not that it violates the nuclear deal. It goes to show just how far the president will bend over to accommodate Iran.
Now, I want to play for you. General Michael Flynn, former head of the DIA, was just on Morning Joe talking about Donald Trump at Commander-in-Chief. Here's what he had to say.
So I met with Donald Trump almost a year ago. So it was, the latter part of last summer. And I found him to be an incredible listener. And what I look for is the ability to ask really tough, smart questions. And the conversation that we had, which was basically about the world, what's going on around the world. And I think it was to give him a sense that his framework, his frame of mind was in the place where he just needed some reinforcement, I think. And that's the first time I met him. And I really wanted to know, are you serious? And to me, I walked away from that conversation that this is a guy that's very serious.
So what do you think about that, Tom Cotton? Well, I certainly believe that Donald Trump would be a better president and better commander-in-chief than would Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump has said, for instance, that he would not have undertaken the disastrous intervention in Libya, something that Hillary Clinton championed, in fact, something that Barack Obama might not have undertaken had she not sided with it in their internal deliberations. An intervention that was so slapdash and hasty and ill-considered that Bob Gates has written that he would have resigned as Secretary of Defense over it if he hadn't had only 3 months left to go. Similarly, Donald Trump has said that he would be much more aggressive in taking the fight to the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. The Islamic State exists today in no small part because Hillary Clinton, as Secretary of State, couldn't even get an extended status of forces agreement in 2011 to keep a small number of troops in Iraq, even though every senior elected Iraqi wanted that to happen. That is a terrible failing of our diplomacy. And this is to say nothing, as we now know, of her careless handling of classified information as well. So for all those reasons, I think she's disqualified from being a commander-in-chief.
Now, I want to switch to something happier. Yesterday, Marlon Bateman, former producer of this show, now Deputy Press Secretary at the RNC, welcomed his first daughter to the world. Gabriel's your son, but I gather you just tweeted out you got number 2 on the way?
We do indeed. Gabriel commandeered the Twitter account this morning to announce to the world that he's going to get a little brother for Christmas this year.
For Christmas? In time? A little brother?
Yep. He's Anna and I are expecting our second son on December 27th.
I've always thought Hugh is a good name. That's a good
yes, Hugh Hewitt Cotton. That's what we're.
That's what. Now, I also want to ask you before there's going to be a new prime minister in Great Britain. Have you dealt with Theresa May at all?
I've not dealt with her on a personal level, but as a long-serving Home Secretary, I think she has the experience and the knowledge of the threats that we face in the West from radical Islamic jihad to be an effective Prime Minister. And I look forward to working with her personally, and I look forward to our two governments working together to strengthen and protect the special relationship.
I'm also hopeful that Liam Fox ends up in that cabinet. I don't know if you've crossed paths with the former Defense Secretary. Have you?
Haven't crossed paths personally. Of course, I've heard him on your show over the years, though.
He's a terrific guy. Hopefully that special relationship grows and deepens. Congratulations to you and Mrs. Cotton, Senator. Great news for both of you and for Gabriel. Have a great weekend enjoying that. Don't